Take me out to left field. Give me a shot of Fireball. Give me some high fives from Mark Pena and a hug from Jeff Cross as we stand on top of the tables. Hearing the horns, that's a blast. For it's 1, 2, 3 shots from the cannon with the ladies of left field.
Hey y'all, it's game time with the ladies of left field. I am Jordan here with Kasey and Katie.
Hey y'all.
Hello. We had a big week in Texas sports, had a lot of fun in the LSU series, but we'll kick it off with our hot girl headlines. Katie, you want to take it away?
For sure. We are hot and heavy in March Madness that we all love. Men's and women's are in the Sweet 16. So nothing like some good basketball watching. We are still heavily cheering on our Lady Longhorns in the women's tournament. So far, we'll start with that one. I mean, some kind of sad news is like Juju Watkins had a season-ending knee injury for Southern California. They did end up beating Mississippi State, but that's a huge bummer there. Everything else, though, is kind of going along as planned in the women's bracket. I'll personally share, I, for fun, did a ESPN women's bracket, and I'm feeling pretty optimistic because so far, as of today, don't worry, y'all, I'm only ranked 2,751,135th. So
there's a chance. There's a chance.
Yeah. I mean, admittingly, I know very little about women's basketball besides Lady Longhorns and UConn and South Carolina, maybe. So it's like, I didn't go on much. And I know typically women's basketball, like the top 8 teams are the ones that win the whole thing. So I kind of went favorites across the board and then just like, you know, teams that you like or don't like or schools that you like or don't like.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, it is what it is, but it's highly entertaining. So yeah, we're in the Sweet 16 now. We have a bunch of good matchups happening. So coming up, UCLA will play Ole Miss. LSU will play North Carolina State. USC plays K-State. And then Oklahoma will play UConn. That'll be a great game.
It's a fun one.
Yeah, that's a great game. On the other side of the bracket, we got what's happening? We got TCU playing Notre Dame. Texas playing Tennessee, which is like, you know, the battle of the UTs. That'll also be a good one. Hopefully our Lady Longhorns come out strong. We're definitely favored to win that game. Oh, then like always, you got to love a Duke North Carolina matchup. That's old school, always a great basketball rivalry. And then at the top of the bracket, you got South Carolina playing Maryland. So lots of good games happening. Tune in for that.
A little chime in just for our Madison Booker. She's one of the 4 finalists for the Wade Trophy, which is the Women's Player of the Year award, voted on by like the Women's Basketball Coaches Association. So it's like one of their top awards, and so she's to be you know, one of the final 4 finalists sophomore year.
Yeah,
pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Impressive.
She's crazy though. She's so good.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's fun. And then we got the men's, you know, which has been super entertaining. I know I watched the game the other night, which I was kind of cheering for Colorado State. They were almost there. You know, I felt like they had that upset one. And then Maryland came down and made that buzzer beater. It was, we have a good friend, RJ, who's a huge Maryland fan. And I was like, oh man, I bet he was like super hyped.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, so far so good. I know we have just a friends fun bracket group as well. I'll say Kasey's kind of killing it. I think you're like number 20, Case, out of like, I mean, we had like 100 and how many people are in this thing? 111 people. I was right up there. Yeah. 20.
I think I've got like 4. Like I was gonna like 2 people that, or 2 teams that can't. You know, like moving on. I've got teams all still playing, aside from 2, like the 14 out of 6, as you put it, Jordan. 14.
Same, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also shout out to our good. Well, Barnabas is right in front of you. He's at number 17, and then I saw Stacey Underwood up here too. Yeah, she's 25.
Wow.
Before, I think just recently, I was like up to top 14, and now I'm dropped way back to 45. So, it is what it is, but the men's bracket's looking great. So same thing, Sweet 16, here we go. Auburn's playing Michigan. Ole Miss is playing Michigan State. I don't know. I kind of want it for Tom Izzo. I think it'd be cool if he got one more. Florida's playing Maryland. Tech is playing Arkansas. That is old Southwest Conference.
Yeah.
You love the Southwest Conference. Like me, I do. Man, I love the old school Southwest Conference. So that'll be a good matchup. Tennessee is playing Kentucky. That's a SEC matchup. So that'll be fun. Purdue's playing Houston. I still kind of want Houston to win the whole thing. Alabama's playing BYU. I read something like that BYU is rebounding the ball kind of better than any other team right now in the tournament. So that'll be a fun game to watch. And then the top is Duke versus Arizona. That's kind of like old school basketball matchup as well.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. So there you go, man. We have a March Madness fun. Another good week of that.
I was going to say, speaking of Arizona, we have one of their former basketball coaches is now our basketball coach.
Yeah.
Sean.
Yeah.
Welcome to Texas.
Yeah, there you go. Upsetting loss when Texas lost to Xavier in that play-in game. But then, like we seem to do these days.
Yes.
We got their coach. So, like Kasey would say, cheers to Miller time.
Yes. Yes.
And welcome, Sean Miller, to Texas. We hope to cheer you on, and we hope you love it. So, good time.
Welcome.
All right, Jordan, what you got?
All right. Staying in the baseball lane a little bit. MLB opening day is Thursday, and we've got big weekend, although it seems like the Dodgers, who won last year's World Series, everything you read kind of seems like they're head and shoulders above everybody else, but you never know how it's going to go. My Texas Rangers have a 4-game series with Boston, and the Astros are playing the Mets. Who's Chicago playing?
I don't know, man. I gotta look it up.
I only looked at the Texas teams, but then I also thought it was cool to highlight we have quite a few Longhorns on opening day rosters. So back to my Texas Rangers, Hobie Milner is on our opening day roster. We got Cody Clemens with Philly. David Hamilton is in Boston, which David Hamilton kind of took off towards the end of last year. So that's awesome to see him on the Red Sox opening day roster.
Yeah.
So,
those of you who follow Texas baseball, D-Ham ended his career kind of rough.
Mm.
Didn't he tear that Achilles? Remember y'all?
Yeah,
that was rough.
So you'd love to see that for him. So if you're not a normal MLB fan, as a Texas fan, you can always watch the Phillies, the Red Sox, or the Rangers. Welcome to the team.
The Rangers had a good spring training, from what I was hearing.
It sounded like that. I didn't watch a whole lot of spring training, but
I just got the vibe that they were ready. They were doing well, and they've got some confidence. I think it seems like maybe some of their injuries from last year maybe are resolved, and now they're ready to maybe go back to the 2 years ago team.
Oh, I hope so fun. That'd be fun.
It would be so fun. That would be so fun.
Totally. Yeah, nothing like it.
And I'll go to a random little kind of headline thing that I saw. That Scotty Scheffler, after this week, he's been ranked. He's been the official world golf ranking #1 player for 97 consecutive weeks, which is second only to Tiger, having been ranked 100 consecutive weeks. But the caveat there is that Tiger has done that twice. He's had 100 consecutive weeks 2 different times in his career, which is pretty amazing. And then being on Scotty and coming up to the Masters in a few weeks, his menu, this club dinner that he gets to serve to the Masters champions was released. And I thought some of the things were cute. It's like cheeseburger sliders, but then he's having Papa Chef's meatball and ravioli bites. The name was really cute. And then he's having his main course is a wood-fired cowboy ribeye or blackened redfish. And then his dessert is a warm chocolate chip skillet cookie. I don't know.
No, I love that.
I would love to be a fly on the wall in that dinner. I mean, that would be the most amazing conversation, storytelling that you could ever probably hear if you're a golf lover.
Right.
But I think even if you're not a golf lover, just hearing that, because it's a span of generations of men that are in there, but have, seen it all, they just done so many things, their story, just their stories. I can only imagine.
No, I love sports stories. I think that would be amazing. It's like, like the Heisman room, that kind of dinner.
Exactly.
There's dinner would be amazing. I mean, those are special places where you get to sit around and just listen to folks tell their stories.
Yeah.
I think I've told y'all before. One time we went to dinner with Greg Swindell and Keith Moreland.
Yeah.
It was like storytelling central, you guys. And I was just like sitting there like a kid in a candy shop, just listening and like prodding them for more. You know what I mean? I was like, tell me more. Tell me about that.
And
they are hilarious. Yeah.
Keith Moreland can tell good stories. He spoke at East Texas Ex's scholarship deal, dinner thing last summer. And I went to that with my dad, and we were sitting at his table. And he was just regaling the people at the table with his stories, talking about, his World Series appearances, and then those being like right before an OU game. And he couldn't wait to get to the hotel and make sure that he was going to have time to watch the OU game the next day from a football standpoint, because he played both, at Texas. And it was just amazing. He was great.
Yeah. I know there's lots of pressure right here. You hear the pressure for like the SEC network and different places to put Keith and Greg Swindell back on air together. I'm seeing it all over the place.
They're just so good.
Well, they were.
And they had so much chemistry because they did it for so long.
Yeah.
One thing I was going to say, though, I was anticipating a Shelley question. I know that she would have asked, what is the Masters dinner you're talking about?
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. The Masters dinner is the dinner they have in their, at Augusta National. And they have it on Wednesday nights, I want to say. And it's all of the only people that are invited to it are the previous Master champions, and then like the head of the Augusta National Club, like he's in there too. So it's only people that have won the tournament are able to be there. Their families are not in there. No extra guests, literally just the winners and the chairman of the Augusta National Board. And so it's so cool. You'll see their picture afterwards with all of them in their green jacket, like kind of on that front, sometimes on that front porch or around that table. And it looks like the table's a big horseshoe so that they can, see one another's faces. Nobody's got their backs to anybody, and you're not at different tables. So I don't know how that. Well, I guess some of that because you've got repeats.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I love a big round table, and I love a big horseshoe table. Nothing like a good party where you can all hang out and talk to each other.
Right.
I did look it up. I should have known this, you guys, but the Cubs are opening to the Diamondbacks in Arizona, so not at Wrigley. Yeah, the first game at Wrigley is against the Padres. So
okay,
always fun. Nothing like going to a game at Wrigley.
Yeah, I still have to do that.
Yeah, you have to.
Everyone just makes it sound like so much fun. It's on the list. I'll get. Hopefully, work makes me go there for something, and I'll just stay.
We stay there. Yes.
Yeah. I feel like your golf thing tees us up perfectly around the horns.
I'll jump in with our men's golf team won their third tournament of the season, that's really good. Because winning golf tournaments when you're using combined team scores is not the easiest thing in the world. And they were in the Valspar Collegiate, and they had 3 of the top teams in the country. The Texas being one of them, but Auburn's number 1 and Arizona State's number 3, and then there were 11 other teams in the top 25 that made up that 17-team field. So it's just a really, really good win. Good on their resume. So they're going to be leading into the final parts of the season, hopefully with good momentum.
How long? I should know that they start postseason. What, like May? They got another month of regular tournaments, and
they probably have about two more, just regular season tournaments, and then they'll have their SEC tournament, and then you get announced the regionals, and then you have a regional tournament, and you have to finish in the top like 8 or 10 as a team, and then you move on to the NCAA's, and Yeah.
Okay.
And it's the same for the women. The women, I think, start like a week earlier, the schedule wise, because they have the tournaments at the same locations, similar to like swimming and diving championships.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Which our men's swimming and diving are headed to Seattle, or they are probably there now because those start tomorrow. The NCAA men's swimming and diving championships. And we are the number 1 ranked team, so we are favored. We're favored to win that.
Sometimes I forget that Eddie Reese is not coaching that team anymore, though.
Right?
As long as I have been a Texas fan, it's been Eddie Reese. So it's also like, that's just awesome that Eddie Reese re-retired and they're still kicking ass. It's
right. Yeah, Bob Bowman hasn't missed a beat. That's for sure.
That's awesome.
I know, it's awesome.
I was gonna go softball because they're awesome. But one thing I wanted to mention too, because it is Texas. We are Longhorn fans, and spring camp for the Longhorns started this week too. There will not be a spring game, which is also kind of a strange thing to me. But yeah, Longhorns off and kicking. I heard CJ Baxter looks bigger, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for more news coming there. Back to softball, though, because they got their first SEC sweep. Remember last week we said they dropped one to Florida, so they swept Auburn. They were fun games, too. If I remember correctly, because we were kind of like across the street. At least Friday night was a walk-off. I think Saturday was also a walk-off. But Reese Atwood, the GOAT, hit her 46th home run on Friday. So her RBI number is up to 179.
Wow.
So she became the RBI. She's the Texas career RBI leader now. She beat out Taylor Thom with that on Friday night.
Awesome.
So I thought that was cool. She just keeps like breaking records. It's awesome. She's awesome. That team's awesome. So
yeah,
pump for them.
I also saw that Tegan Caban won all 3 games. She pitched. I mean, she won all 3 games as a pitcher. So that's the first time that's ever happened. At least that's the first time it's happened at Texas.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy thing about softball too. How durable those pitchers are.
I know. I know.
Throwing like multiple hundreds of pitches in a weekend, and for the whole season, it's wild.
She was the D1 softball pitcher.
Awesome. Yeah, Tegan Cavan, Reese Atwood, man, and then there's so many other people that like, because those are 2 big names, but they have so many other good players you forget about.
I don't know if you mentioned, but they jumped back up to number 1.
Oh, I did not mention that.
Oh,
I didn't mention that.
So they're ranked. So we're flip-flopping back and forth with OU. So that's
because OU dropped one this week. I completely forgot OU dropped a game this week.
Right. So now we're number 1. Yay. So
love that.
Yeah.
And just to expand on Lady Longhorns basketball, I mean, we packed Moody, you guys, again, on like a 1:00 game on the middle of a week, a school day, like I say, or a work day. And it was awesome. And we totally, just dominated Illinois, beat them 65-48. So that's pretty phenomenal. And like I said, we're playing Tennessee coming up. We play them on the 29th. That's like 2:30 in the afternoon. So super cool. Keep rolling, Lady Longhorns, and that's awesome. Are we ready?
I think it's baseball time.
I mean, we already mentioned that we don't have a spring football game, which I'm kind of okay with, because that's when Texas plays the Aggies at the Dish. So it was already going to be a super busy weekend, and Kasey and I were both like, we don't really need a spring game. We're cool with that because we got plenty to do. And we are going to be plenty busy hosting the Aggies here in Austin. So with that being said, it was another great weekend for Texas baseball. We took the series. We did not sweep LSU, but we took the series. We had a hard-fought Friday night game, but LSU did get the better of us. The final score was, 2-8. Tigers.
It's hard when you have. I was going back and watching though, and did you realize we gave LSU 8? Texas gave LSU 8 free bases. Texas got 0.
Yeah,
8. Yeah, their pitcher was great on
Friday night. Yeah. Well, and all the Tigers told us that. I mean, all the LSU fans said, the Friday night starter was by far their best pitcher. If we get to their bullpen's not as great. They all told us that their hitting and defense was by far the best. Their pitching was kind of more on the weak side, especially after their Friday night starter. And that's what we saw, y'all.
But I will say on Friday night, though, I was like, oh my gosh, as it was happening, I thought this is going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
But we rose to that challenge, and it was great.
Mm-hmm. We did rise to that challenge. As you guys know, we hosted a bunch of LSU fans. So that's always hard when you lose on a Friday night because you're kind of fired up. Don't like that. Folks are putting the horns down close to Kasey. That doesn't go well.
Danger.
And you're losing, and the horns are losing. So that's no fun. But we all managed to pull it together for Saturday, which started with some of us did a great. Jordan came. Kasey had to work. Sadly, Kasey was working softball. She can tell you about that in a sec. But we started Saturday at Matt's Rancho for a delicious lunch. Rode on over to a crawfish boil from our good friend Glenn with double tortellinis in that sucker.
I will not tolerate any Glenn tortellini slander from any LSU fans or anyone else. Come at me.
I think they have.
They all loved it.
They loved it.
All those damn Cajuns love that tortellini. They all said it too. They all fully admitted it while they were eating it.
Yeah.
So good.
Yes.
Yeah. So just to finish up scores, then we can talk about all the fun stuff too. But yeah, we dominated on Saturday, won that game 11-7. It was so great. I'll say we just completely were in control all day Sunday. I mean, the bats were firing. We were completely in control of that game. And we won 6-2. So another huge series win against LSU. So that was great. And then we played on Tuesday night and 10-run ruled him in the 7th. I didn't go. Mark was there. He was home, I think, before 9 o'clock, which I was shocked. And I was, watching the game on my phone and like keeping up stats. And I was like, what are you doing home?
Why are you here?
Yeah. And he was like, we 10-run ruled him. This is awesome. This is the way a Tuesday night should always be.
Y'all. So I went because North Carolina, number 21 North Carolina, was playing South Carolina here at Truist Field, the minor league park in Charlotte. That game, my game started 30 minutes before the Texas game. Everyone was home before my game ended. They're like sending me messages. I'm like, why am I still here? Well, my game was tied 8-8 in the top of the 8th. So that took forever. I think it was another hour. That game went after everybody got home from the Texas game. I was like, y'all.
So yeah, I mean, that was great. And then just the weekend in general, and we can talk about players and all of that. I mean, Rylan Galvan is just like killing the baseball.
Yeah.
That kid is
5 home runs in his last 8 games.
Yeah. It's wild. And he's such a good kid. Sweet as can be. So happy to see him doing so well. And yeah, I don't know. What else do y'all got baseball wise or weekend wise?
Well, Volantis was just fantastic. He was ACC freshman of the week. I mean, he was lights out fantastic. And that's, really, really awesome to have that now. Finally, good, to not be worried about who's coming in from the bullpen, but to be like, okay, all right, let's go. And then I feel like Ethan Mendoza is also just kind of, he's just being steady.
Mm-hmm.
And just,
that. Yeah.
And of course, Max Flew. I mean, all that, But last night, Will Gasparino hit that.
Yes. It's so funny, Case. We were like, everybody's hitting the ball except for Big Willie.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday night, Big Willie style.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
Out.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I felt like from Saturday though, that game was like, during it was so intense, and I was kind of, as you said, I get a little pre-focused on people cheering against us and horns down and all that stuff. So I was quite the little yeller and all over on the picnic table screaming at people in the stands and stuff. But then the intensity of that game, and then when we started hitting the ball, we took the lead, and then we hit their bullpen. It was just so our whole crowd. I mean, I know that we're loud out. We always think it's loud outside, because we're loud out there with our music and everything. But you could see there was a section in that left field general admission bleacher area where I could see like some college kids, and they were standing up, and they were like, ragging on the pitchers, going back and forth. And I just loved every bit of that, because I'm like, that's what I know that Sauce wants. Like, he wants energy in the stadium. And I think he expressed it after the whole series that, that the fans really, showed up, and they did. I mean, it was, as we said on the Sunday, we thought it was like a regional.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'll say Friday night was quiet. I mean, we talked to people
Right.
inside. I mean, we were losing, so that's hard. Right. But I do think we really showed up on Saturday and on Sunday. And, things got loud, things got rowdy. And it was, the crowd came through. So that was awesome.
The two things I was going to, still kind of pitching side for me. You talked about Volantis, but Ruger Riojas getting his first start on Sunday.
Yes.
It was great. 5 2/3 innings, 6 Ks. Like, between him and Volantis, that was great.
I know. I love Ruger with the stash. Everybody's like putting their finger under their nose, like stash. I saw some guy with a fake mustache on his Texas hat, like a big flat mustache that he put on there. I was like, yes, Ruger. Love it. Love it.
And then Max Grubbs still doing
right.
He's
great.
When I was looking, granted, it's been like a day or so now, but I was just again, I like my numbers and stuff. He is top 25 in the country in ERA, second in the SEC. And I feel like it's not that we don't necessarily give him love, because I think someone's mentioned it every week, but I just feel like he kind of flies under the radar for us because the bats are so great, and then Jared Spencer has looked good, and Volantis is incredible, and so then I'm like, wait, but Max Grubbs too.
I actually thought Max Grubbs had a killer weekend. I mean,
he was great. Yeah, he came in and killed it on Saturday. I mean, he looked amazing.
Yeah,
and we like his mom, so
yes.
Shout out Elizabeth Grubbs too. Yeah, man, good times. What else do we do? We had the crawfish was delicious. Oh, I will say our good boy Denny, who is an LSU Tiger, he lives here in Austin with us, and he does cheer for the Longhorns on the regular when they're not playing LSU. So we'll give him credit for some delicious jambalaya on Friday night.
Oh yeah.
It's gumbo on Sunday.
Yeah.
Also, that brought me back to life on Sunday.
Nothing like some John Wynn gumbo. It was delicious. So yeah, we had great food all weekend, you guys. Great times. I will say left field showed up like it was a regional. People were partying out there. I think definitely Saturday night. There were lots of folks dancing on top of tables.
Hi.
Diane Blue also did the Irish jig again. I mean, she turned on some Irish music for her, and she was up there. It was good times.
That was so fun.
Yeah, and the beverages were definitely not lacking. The Yeti cups were all over the place. I just think we had it going. That was so fun. Music, all of it, and and it was like we were doing all that in the middle of a freaking windstorm.
Yeah,
gosh.
It was really windy all weekend. I know people saw me. They're like, you got a hat on all weekend. I was like, y'all, it was a windstorm out there. There was no point in even trying to do your hair because it was just going to look a mess within 1 second. But yeah. But the weather was the sun was nice.
Yeah, sun was. I was going to say Sunday though, because the weather's still pretty cool here. So Sunday's the first day I remember was sweating uncomfortably since I moved to Hawaii.
Yes. Yeah, it did get warm Sunday because the wind was not as terrible on Sunday, but still. It was kind of but it was, I'll take warm. I'm not ready for sweltering, but I will take warm over freezing cold.
Absolutely. No doubt.
Definitely.
And y'all are seeing me now. Everyone kept telling me I was going to look like a lobster, but I was like, it turns to, I burn and I look really burnt for 24 hours and then it turns tan.
Yeah.
So y'all can let everybody know.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you're young, Jordan. Just wait.
Yeah, you just wait. I'm dealing with it now.
Enjoy it while you're young.
Yeah.
Jordan was in town. If y'all didn't already hear, she surprised us on Friday night. Kasey tried to catch her last podcast. Y'all didn't catch that. Kasey was like, aren't you coming? And Jordan looked like, what the hell? How did she know? But then she
was like, who told?
And then Friday night, here she comes. And the best part was, I forget. I guess maybe it was Becca or maybe it was Shelly. Because you wanted to play "Here Comes the Party," right?
The Venga Bus, yes, the Venga Bus song.
Yeah.
Love that song.
We like
Cheryl did. Cheryl had the walk-up song planned.
But our good friend Brian, if you come out to left field, he controls the music, and every once in a while he gives up control. We do love him, but it takes a minute. And they were trying to convince him to put on the Venga Bus as Jordan's walk up to left field song to surprise us all, and he was not having it. Lots of convincing finally for them to play it, and then here comes Jordan, and we were like, "What?"
Yeah,
so cute.
That was so much fun. Oh my gosh.
It was so much fun. And then
And we got 2 more songs added later. We added "There's Your Trouble" by the Chicks, and like a Macarena remix that I couldn't tell you exactly who it's by, but it is also a banger. That was a crowd pleaser. So
yeah, I know we got control of the phone for a little bit on a Saturday night. It was good. But yeah, Jordan hung out like a trooper, man. Party way more than I did, but when you're a visitor, that's nowadays you got to make the most of it. So.
Well, it's just like it goes. I'll tell on here, like we didn't go to because we went to go see some friends in Round Rock. I didn't go to sleep until 5 o'clock on, I guess technically it's Saturday morning, and then got up to go to Matt's. And I was like chugging a protein shake and like water and an energy drink in the Uber on the way there. I was like,
I think she showed up with like multiple beverages, and then went right to a Matt's margarita like you should.
Yeah, that's what it does.
Yeah, that's what it does.
No, I was
also fun. The podcast friend Sean that Mark does the podcast with, his wife Diane, we got to meet for the first time. She was super cool. She had never been to the Dish, so she was excited. They live in Lubbock, right? And Sean's going to a bunch of games. He's a huge baseball, football Texas fan. He's been going to a ton of games that she's never been. So it was super cool to meet her. She hung out a lot, and they had a ball too.
She was nice. Yeah,
she's very nice.
Mm-hmm. So, and she is complimentary of our podcast. So of course,
heck yeah,
she is very welcome in left field.
In our conversations, she also brought up that she has been a Dallas Cowboy fan her whole life. So I was like, Vegas. So now you know how it is. She's like, yeah, I know how it is.
The struggle.
These are the requirements to be our friends, y'all. Cowboys fans, Texas Longhorns fans.
That's all you got to do. It's really not that hard.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
People say it's hard to get into the group. Maybe not. There you go. There are the keys.
Well, now we're spilling all of our secrets. We're going to have too many friends now.
Oh, gosh. Good times. All right, y'all. Well, coming up, for those of us who might need a weekend off from the fun at the Dish, we get a weekend off. The games are away. We play at Missouri. All the games are on SEC Network, so that's great if you manage to stream that or get that online. But yeah, this should be a good series against Missouri. So we play 6 on Friday night, 4 p.m. on Saturday, and then 1 on Sunday. So I think it'll make for a nice chill weekend.
Yes, I mean, and I know that I know I will. Of course, I'm expecting a sweep. I know we're not probably supposed to, but definitely hoping to take the series, and getting another sweep would be awesome, just based on, standings as they are right now.
I was going to say, it reminded me, standings update.
Yeah, do it.
Arkansas, Georgia, Tennessee, and Texas are now at the top, all 5-1 in the conference, followed by Alabama, Auburn, LSU, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, Vanderbilt, all at 4-2. So this is going to be a grind this season. This whole season's going to be a grind, which is what we said at the beginning, though. Like, it's going to be, the SEC is no joke, but it should be fun. But a sweep this weekend would be huge. Very nice. Very, very.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think that, like you saying, Georgia's 5-1 right now. Of course, we'll see what happens for both of us this weekend, but we have them at home next weekend.
Yeah.
So it's like another still like huge series.
Yeah.
All of our series at home are huge, basically.
And we have a Tuesday night game against Texas State, who also beat the Aggies. And if you are not, Texas State is right here in San Marcos.
Yeah.
Texas is here in Austin. It's always kind of like a big brother, little brother rivalry game. Texas State has a great baseball team. They always have. We do love some Ty Harrington. Used to be the Texas State coach, played at Texas. So there's a lot of respect between these two programs. We always play them at least, once a year. So it's a fun, or at least once a year. Sometimes twice.
Yeah.
So yeah, great next Tuesday game. And then we go into the Georgia series at home. So yeah, lots of good baseball coming up as well.
It'll be fun.
That'd be so fun. All right. Anybody else around the horns? We got any other horns update?
Texas relays are this weekend.
Oh, are they? Jeez.
Yes, they actually started today. They're, the things that are on Wednesday are not as, it's not jam packed. It will be interesting. Unfortunately, we have these weather situations coming in basically tonight. So I don't know what all is going to happen, but there, we have, it starts tomorrow, and then Friday and Saturday are usually, those are the big days. So that if you're a track and field kind of person, that all takes place this weekend. And
it's always super training. I mean, golly, some of those, it's just to watch people run and so fast.
Because you have like Olympians come to do this.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
yeah. And if you live in the downtown Austin area like I do, the traffic's going to be nuts.
Yes.
For that.
Yeah. If you think this could drive on into campus here at Texas,
no.
Please think about it. Plan your route.
You will not be doing that.
maybe take an Uber down or plan to park somewhere else.
You might even want to park on the east side by the dish.
Yeah.
And then walk across Manor. Actually, might not be a bad little cheater code there. So, all right, friends. Good times.
Yeah.
We did it all.
We did. I think we covered everything. It was a fun week.
Totally fun week.
Nice to have a chill week.
Yes. Nice and relaxing. Maybe, sort of. I have to work Texas relays for 2 days. So,
what are you doing there?
Well, we have a track reunion.
Okay.
The track team has a reunion, and the RSVPs for this weekend are like kind of off the charts. So, I help tomorrow's the Fifth Bride, which is an annual event that's been part of Texas relays for I don't even know how long, because when I used to work there, it was like really, it was like how it's grown is amazing. It's very it's kind of an exclusive invite, if you will. That's what
Marquez coming?
He is RSVP. Yes,
There you go.
he's RSVP. Jamal Charles is RSVP. So yeah, Marcus and Morgan both RSVP. And I bet since they live here now, I bet you they are here. But yeah, it's a big, for our track and for our track alumni, this is their thing. So.
And just real quick, Case, we mentioned it for a minute, but do you want to talk about, you also helped with the softball reunion?
All right. So
this past weekend.
Yes. So last Saturday, the softball alumni, they had a reunion. So there was some tailgate before the AUBURN game. And then there was a nice turnout for that. And then those women all were introduced on the field. Kat was there. She called the game, but she was with the tailgate. And they had a good, like array of their generations of athletes that showed up, like from, probably 20-ish years ago to like just a couple of the girls that were, just recently finished up their eligibility. And then they, of course, I think that, like I said, they had a walk-off too, so they were treated to like a great game and everything. So all the programs are doing really well.
Yeah.
And we're trying to really, I feel like the formers are wanting to get reconnected. If they say they want to connect, they want to be a part of their program, they help build. So
yeah, love that.
That's
So you guys know we told you Casey used to work like full time for Texas football, baseball, but now she's working part time because she's retired, like a real boss, which is amazing. It's like a dream in life at this point. But she works, 19 hours or less for the Texas Tea Association. Yeah, which is like players that did play for Texas, and you have to be of a certain you have to follow all these kind of regulations or qualifications to get a T ring. But also it's just like, doing a lot of stuff to welcome back old players and have reunions. And that is right up Kasey's alley because she knows all of a lot of the players. So that's why she's great at it. And it's super fun, except for she doesn't like working weekends. So
No, I don't.
notes to the T-Ring Association, and you know,
I'm retired to not have to do so much.
And we like to hang out with her on weekends now. So
Yeah.
but it's super cool. That's awesome. All right, you guys, I think that's it. Good times. Thank y'all so much.
Yes, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Okay. Hook 'em, and we will not see you in left field this weekend, but we will see you in left field for the Georgia series.
That's
Here we
okay.
go.
All right.
Hook 'em.
Welcome.
Welcome.